So it took off though.
Yeah.
Like right away, 100K views. I was like, whoa.
And I probably saw it right when it came out, because at that time, people forget that the internet in, what was it, 2020?
2021.
2021.
Summer 21, yeah.
It was still such early days on YouTube, whereas like now we're used to it, that like if anything really consequential happens, beef-wise, street-wise, whatever, Jake's on it, Flacco's on it, Traplo Ross on it. It's just like, it's hard to find stuff that hasn't already been used for content. But at that time, you could kind of make a video that's like, hey, the neighborhood Crips got beef with the Hoovers, and everybody would watch it just because there wasn't that much stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I remember like, so the first one was like SF. I think the second one was SF. And then the third one, I believe, was like SOB versus RBE or something like that. And that was like, you know, like that was a big time for really California. People say the Bay Area, but like the whole West Coast was in love with SOB RBE, and they just like fell apart out of nowhere.
Right.
So when I dropped that, I think that got like a ridiculous amount of views. And then I dropped a Sacramento one, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm dropping out of college. Like there's
really 5 videos in.
4 videos in.
And you probably, I mean, if they were averaging like at least a couple 100,000 views, you know, you probably just had made like your first 10 grand.
I made like 12 grand my first month.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why am I in college?
Yeah.
You know,
like the job that I'm working towards is not going to pay me 12 grand a month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there was no, like, I had no guarantee that this would work, but I just saw the vision. I was like, I'm going to make sure it works, you know?
Definitely. And so at that point, what does your life become? Because I know like there's a lot of people out there really successful, like Traplo Ross and Flacco, that they've got money coming in, they've got fame and clout, but realistically their lives are kind of dull. They're like sitting at a desk all day looking up information.
So like my college life was insane. I was living in Baton Rouge, which if people out there know, Baton Rouge is insane. Like good and bad. It's an insane place, at least during that time, COVID time. Like parties, it was nuts. So like my social life was completely full. And then I start the YouTube, and as you know, like you can't be a YouTuber part-time. Like it consumes your whole, even when you're not working, you're thinking about the next video or what I have to do next. So like it destroyed my social life. I will say that. Like, yeah, you just have to put everything else to the side.
That's a fact for the good content creators. No cap. Niggas do be on that. Like, you thinking about what the next thing is to do. You know what I'm saying? You're always thinking about like your platform, your channel, how to do it up. You know what I'm saying? He telling the truth about that.
Side and just go in.
Yeah, like the idea of like, and that's why like I find it so challenging to be like a solo YouTuber myself, is because it's like just the fact that I have like an interview or 2 per day makes it so difficult. Like even though that doesn't sound that bad, like 2 interviews, maybe 3 hours, it's like somehow just having that one thing in the middle of the day just makes it so difficult to do what you have to do in terms of like really getting into the zone and just grinding all day to put the information together.
Yeah.
So, okay, how do you sort of expand from out there? Like how long did it take before you started to set your sights on maybe like bigger stories?
Bigger stories as in regionally?
Yeah, because you start to expand and tell like just sort of overall hip-hop tales at a certain point, right?
Yeah, like at first it was just like the California gang beefs, which like I was.
Bro, shit is just gang beef, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all that his page is full of blacks and Mexicans too. But blacks are the overwhelming majority on the page. I've seen a few hip hop stories or whatever, but that shit, just because it's a rapper or something, bro, you detailing crimes from gangs and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about the hip hop aspect of any of that stuff. And like I said, when I went through homie page and shit, I was just thinking to myself like, damn fool, it's hella white criminals, right? And all these places is white criminals who do wild shit. But nobody want to report on that. I'm just saying. I started looking up all kind of shit. I'm finding all kind of crazy white murderers, and so I'm like, that's interesting. You don't want to make an in-depth analysis about that shit? But hey, it's his channel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make me a white killer channel.
Only really passionate about like the Bay Area ones, to be honest, because like that's where I'm from. Like I always found the LA ones to be a little, unless it involved like the Mexican gangs where it's like they chop someone's hands off or something, like most of it is just like cuss squabbles cuh and blood squabbles blood. It's like, okay, who cares? Like it's, you know, it's just like the same shit over and over where it's not really like life or death for them.
Right.
Whereas like the Bay stuff was like really like, this guy killed my cousin, so I'm going to kill his cousin. And then it's like the back and forth personal stuff. But when I kind of got bored of that, I was like, yo, I kind of want to touch some more broad topics. I just tried it. I can't remember the first one I did that was broad. I know I did Diddy, which was probably
That's your biggest one. I just looked 7 million views. That's insane that you had.
It's crazy. I had a guy hit me up on Instagram, and he was like, yo, like Diddy's got like a crazy past that nobody knows about. And I was like, what?
And this is before it became like a huge news story. This is
before he got indicted.
Oh, so that explains.
So this is like 2022 or 2023, and the guy's like, yo, he's like, it's gonna sound crazy, but I paid him $2,500, and he was like, I have an entire 50-page document I just built you a story. And I was like, he was like, but I'm not going to show it to you unless you give me $2,500. So I kind of like took that leap of faith, and I just cash apped the guy.
Was this guy certified in any way? Like,
no,
you knew who he was?
It's a random account called like Rick S or something like that. Wow, I just like, I'm kind of a lick.
Damn, apparently, yeah.
So I just like cash apped it, and it worked out. And I was like, holy shit, this is insane. So like I wrote the whole script, did it, posted it out there. And at first it got like a couple million views. And then like he got indicted maybe 6 months later, and then it just exploded. Right. And everyone was like, yo, how did you know about all this shit?
That was the best $2,500 he ever spent, I bet. 7 million on that Diddy video. But that's Swamp Stories, y'all. He seems like a regular white dude. It doesn't even seem like he's interested in the hood stuff. You heard him, LA stuff is just cuh killed cuh, blood killed blood. That's wild, but ain't none of that shit interesting if you ask me. But this the thing with these kind of people, they see the market, they see they could capitalize, and they do it. You know what I mean? They do it. This man sat up and let y'all know he ain't have no interest in hood shit at all. Telling his homie gang shit. But you not involved with no gang shit at all. You played basketball, but quit because you wasn't black. I don't know. But again, I ain't here to bash bro or anything like that. And I'm sure this interview is probably packed with some good shit, because I like to hear content creator stories and how they got started and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's always dope to hear. You can see similarities from their stories to yours and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I be getting a lot of gems watching interviews with content creators, just how they maneuver and shit like that. So I'm sure it's probably a good interview. But he's a culture vulture, and so is Kiwi Head. So that was a conversation of the vultures game. I'm just keeping it all the way real. But shout out No Jumper for the clip, man. Shout out Kiwi Head and Swamp Stories. That was smooth. I can't wait to see the whole interview, though. I'm not even gonna lie. But